You join me here in a rather windy, wet and frankly miserable Bray in County Wicklow this evening. I am insanely excited for this crap car collection. It's a car that I've known about for quite a while. I don't think I can see it up the road here, but hopefully it's in. It's a rather well known to many of the kind of Dublin and kind of Wicklow based rubbish old car fanatics. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. And I can't wait to reveal to you all what it is. But as far as I can see, it's not here. Oh, no, it is here. I can see it. Ah, brilliant. Anyway, yes, can't wait for this. Okay then, so you join me in the infamous Bray Renault Clio, and I've collected it and I'm now on my way home. So yeah, this is going to be quite the journey. I'm just about to join the M50 now in a minute, just leaving Bray as I speak to you. So initial impressions are it's a bit of a heap, if I'm really honest. There is an issue with the indicators. They're intermittent, so there's going to have to be hand signals, I think. They're working mostly, but sometimes they're not, so I better get home before it gets seriously dark. We are losing quite a lot of daylight at the moment, so yeah, of course, it's important that I get home. The windscreen washers work. The seller was lovely, really genuine, a mature lady. So yeah, she's really good. She gave me kind of a brief history of the car. Look, there are issues here, I'm not gonna lie, there are issues. One of which is this window, the electric window, goes down fine, but then it takes ages, and I mean properly ages, the glacial pace then to come back up. I was actually shocked by the speed at which, or the time at which it took to actually to come back up. So that is a concern. That could be a door card off and have a look at the window regulator jobby. She has advised me that window, I'm not to wind that one down, because you then need somebody else to hold the glass in place to put it back up. I say wind it down, it is electric in the front, we're not pure poverty, we have got some luxury items on this car. Somebody broke into it during lockdown, and I think they tried to hotwire it, although everything seems okay down here, thankfully, wires wise, nothing's dangling that I can see. We're missing the lens cover for the interior lights. Not a huge issue, but I mean, they're probably going to be made of unobtainium, as are a lot of parts for these cars, given how rare they are nowadays. As well, the head unit for the radio is missing, so we're not going to have any tunes on the way home, which is a shame. The door handles on the interior are all cracked. That one's held on with gaffer tape. This one here is cracked, but at least does open the door properly. And there are numerous other issues that I can't quite think of at this moment in time, but she seems to drive okay, which obviously is a huge plus. We're doing about 55 miles per hour. It's only got 83,267 miles on it from new. So yeah, it's hardly even broken in, really, is it? I mean, you would disagree if you had a look at the exterior, which has got hundreds of scratches, a lot of dents, missing trim panels, etc. But yeah, it's a car that was owned by an elderly lady that she learned to drive in, so you know it is going to have issues. So yeah, anyway, we're going to see how this goes, and wish me luck on getting home, because I might need it. 25-year-old French car, probably going to need quite a lot of luck here. Update time then from the little Clio. Yeah, no, things so far seem absolutely fine. We're just passing Ballymount near Tallaght here in County Dublin on the M50. We're losing light quite rapidly, so obviously want to get these videos done before we lose light completely. But no, look, things are okay. Steering feels fine. The clutch is really high, so that's something I'm going to have to keep an eye on. I'll probably just drive around and get used to it. I'm sure after a couple of weeks it'll be absolutely fine. Won't even be an issue, but just currently pulling away from lights and stuff, you know, just got to be aware of that. We've got about a quarter of a tank of fuel left. I'm hopeful that'll get me home. Because this is simply I need to get home, because there's a couple of little shady issues around the immobiliser starting it and all that kind of stuff. I think it might just have been an issue because the lady I bought it from was rather vertically challenged, should we say, or shall we say. Whenever she got in, she'd brush against the wheel and it'd lock it in place, and then she'd issues with the immobiliser and starting it and all that. So I'm hoping that's the only problem, but basically I want to get home without switching the engine off, just in case it is an actual immobiliser issue. I couldn't really understand what the problem was, but just went along with it, you know, just nodding and agreeing. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. The car doesn't currently have a valid NCT. It's booked in for the retest for a couple of weeks. It did fail, but because there's huge NCT wait lists in Ireland at the moment, you can still drive on the road without a valid NCT as long as you've got a date booked for the future, and that's on the Road Safety Authority website. Just in case anybody is wondering the legalities of this, it is kosher. Got some nice envelopes here with some history in it. I think some old NCTs and stuff. Can have a little look at those when I get home. Annoyingly though, no service booklet, no handbook, anything like that. She claims it never came with one back when she bought it about 14 odd years ago. So I'm gonna have to buy those because obviously I need them. There is a big wad of old NCT certs in the actual NCT holder, a big wad of old tax and insurance discs. So again, it's just history, nice to have those as well. Seats so far seem reasonably comfortable. I haven't really messed about with the lumbar adjustments or anything like that. But yeah, no, look, things so far are going okay. So yeah, let's just hope it stays that way. Okay, so an update then from the Clio. I've just pulled in here to a service station, left the engine running because I've got those immobiliser concerns. The interior lights do work, which is good. So if I keep my finger there, you've got me in vision. The drive so far is going really well, thankfully. I was a little bit concerned that perhaps the mileage counter thingy didn't quite work. There was I'm gonna have to leave this as this. There was a concern over that because it didn't seem to be moving for ages, but then thankfully it ticked over, so that's working fine. I'm about 20-25 minutes away from home, so hopefully it'll carry on in the same vein as it's been going. Heater works and all that kind of stuff, that's all good. Headlights are fine. So yeah, no, I think things are actually okay. They're not too bad, but it's going to require quite a bit of work to get this thing back to a decent standard. But it's not a bad little car. It seems to pull pretty well on the motorway there. It's nice and speedy. The seats are really comfortable. They're lovely. Temperature is creeping up, I think, a little bit there actually while I'm sitting here. We have got a dial here for what I believe is the oil level, I think, and that's right down at the bottom, so that's a little bit concerning. Maybe the dial's broken, but the fact that the engine temperature is creeping up would suggest that maybe it's a little bit low on oil or coolant. So that's all stuff that I'll have to investigate when I get home. But I suppose I better get back to concentrating on getting home, which is what I'm going to do. So that light now is on because I left my finger on it for so long. Yeah, let's get a bit of air into this little 1.2 power plant, and let's get home. I will update more as the journey unfolds, but for now things are going all right, thankfully. Okay, so you may not be able to see me that well. There we go. How are we? I'm on the motorway here, and I've had to put my window down to pay for the toll, but it's really struggling to come back up. It goes down fine and then really gradually comes up. Not sure if you can see that creeping up there. Come on! Oh, yeah, there we go. A bit of speed there. If you can help it along. Oh, that is ridiculous. It's so slow. And it's chucking it down with rain, of course, so I'm getting rather wet here too. Come on, window! Yes, come on! You can do this! Oh, it keeps getting stuck. Oh. There we go, there we go. Yes, yes! Another little tiny bit. Oh, it's just slightly open, but not disastrously so. Yes, it's closed. And you can't see me because it's too dark. Okay, so I've just done the live reveal video on YouTube there, which of course then will just appear as a normal video, so hopefully you'll enjoy that if you decide to watch it. Just have to be careful of my drink. I haven't got any cup holders in the car. I've just stopped for a bit of food. The traditional Supermax Crap Car Collection feed. So yeah, I've only got another maybe 10-15 minutes left to get home, and so far the car is, well, it's still running absolutely fine, thankfully. So hopefully it'll remain relatively trouble-free for the next 10-15 minutes so that I can get home okay. Yeah, indicators have almost fully packed up now, which is a problem. I did some kind of basic vague Googling and said something about the UCH or something like that. I don't know what that is, so if you have any ideas, let me know, because obviously it's not roadworthy if the indicators don't work. I'm just going to try and get this home as quick as possible. I've really got no option. They are working every now and again, but that's not good enough, is it? So yeah, hopefully I get that issue fixed. It could be, I've also thought it could be a dodgy relay, could be a fuse, but the fuse looks fine. Could be dodgy stalks. Goodness knows where you get flipping Mark 1 Renault Clio stalks from. I'll hop in my time machine and go and get a few. So yeah, that is a problem. Just hold my drink down in case it falls. So yeah, I think it's just a case of get home as quick as possible and try not to annoy people with my indicator issues. Apart from that though, it seems absolutely fine really. We're going to benefit from some street lighting here, so you'll actually be able to see me as I do this video. Yeah, oddly, when I had the car parked with the engine off but the ignition on, that oil level gauge was right up at the top to suggest that it's full of oil, which is obviously good news. But then as soon as I put the engine on, it just dies, flops, and just goes down to, you know, the dead position, if you like. So not really sure what the issue with that one is. Maybe it's supposed to do that. I haven't got a handbook, so I don't know, to be honest. But I am looking forward to getting home and putting a cup of tea on, sifting through all the old NCT information. That'll be interesting, just to see what kind of a life it's lived before me. I do believe the mileage is genuine from the very limited looking at those NCT, the old NCT certificates that I've done. It looks like it's only been driven for 3,000-4,000 miles a year, if that sometimes, which is brilliant, because obviously low mileage. Timing belt has been done and it's got new brakes, relatively new, and the wheel bearing, I think in the driver's wheel here, has been done as well. That's a very common old Clio issue. So we're going to run out of street lighting now. We've got 4, 3, 2 and 1 coming up, so I'll update it when I'm a little bit close to home. Hopefully get home okay. So far things are going well. Okay then, so I am now approaching my journey's end. I'm about 5 minutes away from home, and unless we have a catastrophic malfunctioning of this car's propulsion method, then I should be absolutely fine. I should get home okay. I have to say, it's been a remarkably carefree journey so far. I was expecting it to perhaps go a little bit more spikily than it has done, but it's been fine. And one thing I have to say, considering this car is 25 years old, it is so comfortable. It's considerably more comfortable than the Micro, which is 4 years newer than it. And it's really quiet in here. it's just so serene. I was expecting it to be buzzing like a little hornet or something up down the motorway, and it rattle and shake and feel really tinny. It definitely doesn't. It feels planted to the road, and it feels quite solid as well, which has surprised me. So that's great. As I've said in previous videos, there are issues, and this car is not going to be fixed or probably even roadworthy for quite a while yet. I've no idea what that issue is with the indicators, which have now completely packed up with no indication at all. Thankfully, we're only a few minutes from home. It's a straight road. Hazard warning lights don't work either, so I am concerned about that. I don't know what that is. That is worrying me. Electrical issues, French cars, yeah, you've heard that all before, so that is what is concerning me. Let's pop this little light on this, at least you can see me. But yes, that's pretty much it then from the collection of the little Clio. Thankfully, it's been completely and utterly uneventful. So there is obviously going to be plenty more Clio content to come in the coming weeks and months. I've now sworn blind to myself I'm not going to buy another car for a long time, unless of course either this, the Volvo or the Micra dies. But yeah, hopefully none of that happens, and we'll get this thing roadworthy and NCT'd and road legal again pretty soon. But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty much home, gonna have a cup of tea, gonna dry out and relax. But yes, thank you for watching. Of course, please subscribe to the channel, like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and you can subscribe to us on Patreon as well to help me keep any of these terrible little wrecks on the road. But yeah, from the Clio, it's bye-bye.